How a follow-up, like how do you know if it's good creative?
I think some comparison. So you guys are the growth people. You know better than I do how to run really quick tests on networks where you can tell quickly whether your creative is resonating on image ads on Instagram or Facebook, if that's where your target audience is. You can tell which images, which reels, like which creative is actually drawing people or making them stay longer. But I would say, there's comparing to the competitive landscape and then comparing to the trends of the zeitgeist trends. It's like if your entire competitive landscape is a bunch of SaaS products that are stuck in 2010, you can compare to them and be like, we definitely don't want to look like them, but we want to have some amount of similarity such that people can understand that we too are building an ERP or a CRM, but our CRM is like Web 2.0 CRM or Web 3.0 CRM. It's like, it's understanding trends, it's doing the competitive comparison, and then it's like leveling up to be current to what people are expecting to see when they see a modern web app or a modern mobile app. And then just bringing yourself up to that level of currency, it could be enough. Like everything else, what you have to do when you're thinking about brand, especially in the early days, is do just enough that people are like, oh yeah, I'll try this, right? Because when you land on a page and it looks like you are about to sign yourself up for a lifetime of robocall spam, or accidentally download malware onto you know what I mean? Like, you just know it when you see it. And so that is a brand impression, and you can do better than that with not that much budget.
Yeah, it's almost like the trust factor, right? Like when it comes to something, like is it like a well-designed brand or website or asset, like actually gives me the trust and the stability to say, oh, okay, like these guys are like have high standards and then they know how to do. And it actually reminds me of one of my clients who were like relatively small. They are in the AI space, and like AI space is so crowded, and everyone is doing relatively similar pitches. So one way they were able to stand out was actually in very, very early days, pre-revenue, invested in building a brand, working with a brand agency, and like actually identifying their brand identity and their like font, like unique fonts and like photography style and in color. So like very distinctive website that when people come in, it's like, okay, wow, like this like leaves a very strong impression. And that itself actually make them appear much bigger than what they are. It's just like it looks like very like nicely scaled.
100%. I feel like that's my entire working philosophy, is that high production value. You're not doing it because it's so fun to spend money. Like, I love blowing no, that's not me. That's not my philosophy. But high production value makes other people think, makes your customers think that, wow, they must have a lot of resources. They must have a lot of cash in this crazy economy. They must be like set up pretty well. They must be doing something right. It really like gives you this halo that maybe you don't deserve. Let's hope you deserve it, right? But it gives you high production value, gives you a halo that you have an opportunity not to squander. And secondarily, that halo enables you to be bigger than you are, right? Like, or appear bigger than you are. And that's many times the barrier between opening an opportunity and somebody like a prospect on the other side actually being willing to take your fledgling startup to their superiors and be like, hey, I think I found a legitimate solution. It has to look like a legitimate solution. It has to quack like a legitimate solution and walk like a legitimate solution, right? Like quack like a duck, look like a duck. How are you going to do that if you don't have high production value and you're not like trying to punch above your weight class?
Yeah, absolutely. It's if we think about like, you know, investing in Google search ads, it's like $1 in, yes, we can get like $3 out or like $5 out. And if we invest in brand, honestly, like sometimes it's like $100 out if you have that high leverage and that high trust.
Exactly.